Okay, the first area, the Lipoa Honolua Point area. Kind of went through this. We have 255 acres, makai of the highway, from Honolua Bay all the way out to Punalau. We are going to convey this to a land trust. We think that the land trust will be managed by the public. There will be a board of advisors that can help manage it. And also with the creation of this land trust will be an endowment fund to ensure that there is adequate financial resources for perpetual management. I cannot stress that enough, how important of a fact that is, to make sure not only securing the land, but making sure that there are funds to manage it as well. The second area is the addition to our Pu'ukukui watershed program. We have an addition of 3,000 acres that we're pledging to put into a conservation easement. This represents about 5 miles of coastline from Punalau out past north of Makalele, including the land that is in and around Honokohau and Honolua Valley. This would expand our Pu'ukukui Watershed Preserve, which is already the state's largest private preserve, from 8,300 acres to 11,300 acres. This represents about 50% of Maui Land and Pineapple's land holdings in West Maui. The third area are the Mauka lands, directly above Lipoa Point. And to be honest, at the beginning when we started talking with the leadership groups, this was not a part of our proposal, and we weren't wanting to discuss those lands. Through discussion with the leadership of these two groups, it became very important, or very evident, that a level of protection from urban development was important to these fields. So what we have decided to do, and what we've been authorized to do from our board, is to include the Mauka lands into a new law that was just passed, which is the Important Ag Lands Act 183. Linda Lingle just signed it into effect in July of 2008. I have to be honest with you, it's a brand new law. There is a lot of questions to still be answered about it. The administrative rules have not been defined, but we are committed to including this in that process and participating in it. We'll be working with the Department of Ag as they develop these rules. I've listed the website. You can go onto the Department of Ag website to find out more information as it goes on. The Important Ag Land designation is it does give a layer of protection over just normal ag zoning. So there is a layer of protection there. So in summary, what we're talking about this evening is the first area, 255 acres dedicated to a land trust for the benefit of the public and managed by that land trust. We have an additional 3,000 acres, which consists of 5 miles of coastline, which, for point of reference, 5 miles is the equivalent of from Kapalua Airport to Canoe's Restaurant. There's a huge impact. We're also adding the land that is in and near Honokohau and Honolua valleys. The third area is the Mauka lands. We're pledging to include that into the Important Ag Lands designation. So again, we come back to the question of how do we create value? We're transferring all of this land over to the community. We're also wanting to be able to create value. We feel that we can successfully do that with our company by creating a zoning enhancement for a project that is already approved called Kapalua Mauka. We're asking to allow transient vacation rental use as well as the allowance for a 60-room boutique hotel. We're not asking for additional units, but certainly to add some enhancement to those units that are already approved. And the other item is to get a park credits from the County of Maui. We feel there's a lot of benefits to the community. First and foremost, this preserves Lipoa Point and the Honolua area in perpetuity. And really, we think it's a very financially innovative way to make this compromise with very limited direct costs to Maui taxpayers. places the management of the Honolua area in the trust for the benefit of the public. Really important here is it creates an endowment to ensure that there is adequate financial resources for management of this area in perpetuity. And last, we have the expansion of the state's largest private preserve from 8,300 acres to 11,300 acres. So where do we go from here? Hopefully you like the proposal. You give your feedback to the leadership of the two groups this evening or after. We would like to submit a resolution to the Maui County Council very shortly. We're hoping to get approval on that resolution by the end of the year and then work very diligently in the year 2009 to conclude the final agreements. Where we can have help from you, as I said it before, is please give your feedback, ask questions. We'll be here later this evening, as well as give your feedback through the Save Honolua Coalition and the Honolua Advisory Council so that we can hear that feedback. When the time is appropriate, we'll be looking to everybody to help fundraise for that endowment fund, to making sure that we have the funds to properly implement the management plan that you all come up with. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.